Astronomical winter officially doesn't start until later this month, but it's already feeling like the middle of February the last couple of days. The usual high around this time of year is 41 degrees, but we've been in the 20s and 30s, meaning your furnace has been working overtime. This morning, we're joined by Jim Chilson, the Director of Communications from Citizens Utility. He's going to give us some tips on how to reduce that heating bill. Thanks so much for being here this morning.
Oh, thank you, sir. Good to see you.
You as well. Just how much of a difference can lowering your thermostat even by a couple of degrees make when it comes to that bill we get every month?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're always about, we're constantly fighting people's gas and it's, reckless spending. But there's a lot of things that people can do at home. And you don't have to be rich to practice energy efficiency. There are a lot of no and low cost things you can do that can make a big difference on your bill. For instance, knocking your thermostat down a few degrees. Energy efficiency is always about being safe. You never want to take risks. You never want to plunge that thermostat to an unsafe level. But if you keep it at 68 degrees when you're home and awake, and knock it down a few degrees when you're asleep or away, plus using your ceiling fan, even in the winter, you use your ceiling fan, have it go clockwise from your position looking up at it, you can save up to 15% on your winter bills by doing just those two actions. Walking to your thermostat, putting it at a smart temperature, and also using your ceiling fan when you're in the room, put it at slow, have it run clockwise. And those two things together can save up to 15% on your bills. And I think that's what we want to tell people, is that it can be really easy to get discouraged. The weather is cold. It's not fun. It's going to get down to negative 10 degrees wind chill on Thursday. But there are a lot of simple, no and low cost things you can do that can make a big difference on your bill.
And that 15% can really add up when you're talking about the whole winter here. We see a lot of smart thermostats these days. What are the advantages of upgrading to that type of system?
Sure. There's an upfront cost to some of these investments. And like I said, you don't have to be rich to practice energy efficiency. There are a lot of other things you can do. But if you have it in your budget to get a smart thermostat, it can save, 10, 15, up to 20% on your energy bills over the year. And what's great about that is a lot of times people don't set their temperature at the right level. And what smart thermostat does all that work for you. If you can't afford a smart thermostat, check out a programmable thermostat. That's one level down. You can still program it and at a smart temperature. And these things together, again, can take money off your energy bill. And that's what we're all trying to do, especially when the weather's cold. And what's also important about it, energy efficiency is about staying safe. You can program that thermostat at a safe temperature. Again, there are a lot of things you can do short of having to buy a thermostat. Weatherizing your windows, weatherizing your doors, putting a door sweep at the bottom of your door. If you can't get out to the hardware store when it's really cold, roll up a towel, put it at the base of your door. Little things like that can make a big difference.
And Jim, we've got one more for you. Can you explain maybe how the condition of your home and maybe the age of your home or your HVAC system kind of impacts how much you're going to be paying for that heating bill?
Absolutely. Like I said, again, this is a recurring theme here, is that you don't have to be rich to practice energy efficiency. Ideally, you have an HVAC specialist come in each year and inspect your furnace or boiler, make sure that it's running well. If you can't get a new furnace or boiler, if after 15 years you start thinking about getting a new furnace or boiler, that's very important. Some of the Chicago homes are very old. I'm living in a home that's going to be about 100 years old. It's very important, again, that you weatherize your windows and doors to reduce that draftiness. So it's really important to reduce the drafts. Also, we tell people that, especially if you're living in an old home, contact your utility. Try to find out about all of the no and low cost energy efficiency programs that they offer. We're fighting the utility constantly for their increasing utility bills, but people should call the utility and find out what kind of programs they offer for energy efficiency. You'd be surprised that you can get a programmable thermostat at no or low cost. You can get a door sweep at no or low cost through some energy efficiency programs. Always call the utility and check about those energy efficiency programs, especially if you're living in an old home that may be drafty.
Jim, thanks so much for your time this morning. We're all trying to save a couple of bucks while we're trying to stay warm out here.
Yes, stay warm. Thank you.
All right, take care.